This week on Alaska's Fishing Paradise, two groups of avid fishermen hit the salt as they pursue a variety of species. The action is memorable as the anglers pull fish after fish to the surface. It's time to go fishing at Whalers Cove Lodge. Alaska's Fishing Paradise is brought to you by Whalers Cove Wilderness and Sports Fishing Lodge. Captain Bob Tardy is guiding longtime guests Barry and Maddie Trevor aboard the Deer. This may be Barry and Maddie's first day on the water this year at Whalers Cove, but their adventure has already had some interesting twists.
You'll notice that I have a tooth missing. I arrived in Juneau, woke up Tuesday morning before we would get a float plane on Wednesday and had a toothache. Called Whalers Cove. They set me up with a dental appointment. It turned out the tooth had to be pulled, and now I have to, when I get back home, I'll take care of filling in the space. But that's how cooperative they are. We know them, they know us.
Captain Bob navigates the Deer to Danger Point to catch their bait. Danger Point is known for heavy currents and large waves during the winter months. It's a major schooling area for herring. A host of predator fish feed here, including king salmon, silvers, halibut, and cod. The abundance of herring is the foundation for the awesome local fishery near Angoon. The AK Santa Maria with Captain Albert Howard is rolling in behind our group to start the day with fresh bait as well. The bait bucket is topped off, and Barry and Maddie decide it's time to drop into the deep. After anchoring, pink salmon bellies and fresh herring are baited on circle hooks. The black cod thereafter can be found anywhere in depths between 500 to 3,000 feet. Today's mild tidal action allows Barry and Maddie to use relatively light lead weights to reach the undersea ridge at 650 feet.
There, you got one on?
Yeah.
A double hookup of deep seas rockfish are the first to hit the fish box. Over 30 species of rockfish inhabit this area and can be found at depths of 30 to 2,000 feet.
Woohoo, there's something there.
Pull them on board.
Nicely done, Maddie dear.
A perfect-sized keeper halibut is landed. Halibut have one of nature's best camouflage patterns. The mottled green back matches the sea bottom perfectly, which prevents prey from seeing this awesome sea predator from above.
Oh, she's a good fisherman. Fisherwoman, I guess is right. And she's good, especially halibut fishing, because women are more patient than men, and you have to be patient to hook a halibut.
I think you got it.
Maddie's training is put to the test as she finds her line heavy once again and begins to reel in from the bottom. This pollock is easily mistaken as a Pacific cod.
We have a friend who loves codfish, and Barry doesn't care for it that much, but we like the pollock, so we'd rather give our friend the cod that he likes and keep the pollock.
Absolutely. Hey, Bob, we were in a boat, I think it was with Jonathan last year. That's what I need to do, talk to somebody. I'll get back to that story.
Oh,
It's not big as yours.
but it's keeper.
Okay. Now can we go black cod fishing?
Coming up after the break, Barry and Maddie continue their yearly Alaskan fishing adventure at Whalers Cove Lodge. Stay with us to see what comes to the bait next on Alaska's Fishing Paradise. Welcome back to Alaska's Fishing Paradise. Captain Bob Tardy is guiding a South Carolina couple in pursuit of cod and salmon. While Maddie Trevor tests her line on another Alaskan beauty, let's take a moment to hear from Captain Kevin Frank on this week's segment of Straight Talk.
For a lot of the things I use for salmon is the 50-pound test, and, size 6 hooks for which I tie myself, solid ties, and it's always nice to have a ball bearing swivel to tie onto it. And the way I set it up is solid ties with 6s and ball bearing swivel and fish flash. That's a popular flasher for me for fishing for king salmon. So I'm going to set one up here for demonstration for kings. I use a toothpick just to hold a curve in the head, and then I'll just put one herring in there, and sometimes I run it through to the tail just to if I miss a couple miss bites, and I just do two half hitches on the nose part, and usually fish fairly deep with this rig for kings mostly, and silvers are down deep too also. So
As we get back to the action, Maddie fills the fish box with delicious Pacific cod and pollock. There's no time to rest as Barry locks into his target species.
Oh, big black cod.
Take it easy,
Okay,
baby.
wait a minute. Where's it?
Oh, nice.
Actually, this is as big as this one. Yeah.
But it's good size. I mean, we'll keep them.
This usually works.
Captain Bob reverts to a legendary technique for keeping a bite going. Maddie doubles up on one of the best eating fish the Pacific Ocean has to offer.
Good boy. Oh, Bob.
Hey, Maddie. Good job.
They hook themselves, Bob.
As the day progresses, the fish continue to get bigger.
Woo! 46 inches. 46 inches it was.
Let's go salmon fishing.
We've got enough halibut.
You guys are wearing me out pulling the salmon or this halibut on board.
You're worn out?
With salmon on their minds, anchor is pulled as they transition toward salmon ground. Fresh herring strips are run with hoochies behind a flasher for salmon trolling. The scent of fresh herring is unsurpassed in attracting salmon. With calm seas, the couple relaxes as they await the first salmon bite.
A big fish?
Yes.
It doesn't take long before a rod jumps and it's fish on. Barry is surprised when his line comes up with a halibut that has ventured toward the surface in pursuit of a meal.
There, I thought it was something to keep.
Maddie hooks a shaker king salmon. Where there is one, there are always more. This king is just under the minimum 28-inch length. Careful handling and release will ensure it's back feeding again to grow into a monster.
Oh well. Back to swim another day.
Maddie connects with a nice king salmon as the king bite continues, keeping everyone on their toes.
Oh, it's a big king. Just take it easy. Nicely done, Maddie. Is the 10. Yeah, okay, it's 27.
It's still 27.
King salmon are all about the fight.
Shucks.
Even when they're under limit, it's great fun just pulling them to the boat.
It felt great. Too bad it was an inch too short.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh,
Another butt.
it's definitely, it's not a halibut. He came out of the water. I think it's a king.
It's close. Oh, you did it. Yeah, it's over 28. Yeah, 29.
The fight leaves the couple smiling as they decide to head in and unwind. Barry catches up with Whalers Cove Lodge founder Dick Powers on the dock. Coming up on Alaska's fishing paradise, we join a new group of fishermen as they hit the salt with Captain Jim Byrne. This group finds one of the halibut spots that Alaska is known for.
Excellent. Way to go.
Welcome back to Alaska's fishing paradise. It's time to join another Whalers Cove Lodge group aboard the Jill with Captain Jim Byrne.
Nice to meet you. My name is Skip. Hi, Skip. I already met Joe. Josh, nice to meet you. Good luck, guys. Upstate New York, originally from Jersey. Well, I had told Dick Powers when I called about the trip that I want to join the 100-pound club. I want to catch me a 100-pound halibut. Whether I catch it or not, well, that's up to the big man upstairs.
Good for the lodge and good for our business and keeps us employed. See if we can jig up some bait. I've got bait from yesterday, but I think with the way the weather's been, I think we're going to make a little bit of a run and go up to this place called Fisheries and get our halibut real quick and then kind of make things, make a decision on what we want to do.
In preparation for another day of Alaskan fishing, this crew loads up on fresh bait. Herring are near the bottom of the food chain here, where the bait fish spawn and feed in the Alaskan waters surrounding Angoon and Whalers Cove Lodge.
It's chaotic and it's fun.
I'm fishing with my son, Josh. He's here from North Dakota, and his father-in-law, Joe. And so we came. This is our first day, but we're planning to spend the whole week, so we're looking forward to catching a lot of fish.
Herring are the primary food source for everything from rockfish, cod, halibut, and sablefish to pink, chum, silver, and king salmon. Even the local population of humpback whales rely on herring as a staple.
Take a little while to get our
With the
nice
bait
size. I
bucket
like to
loaded,
keep 'em up
Captain
here
Jim takes off
36 to
toward
45
halibut
inches.
grounds.
Get our whitefish in here. We might get a big one up here.
Octopus is baited, along with fresh herring, to entice bottom predators such as large halibut. The action starts immediately as Josh Wenschlag brings a Pacific cod aboard.
For him to catch the first fish of the day wasn't a big surprise to me, and so I looked to him, and he helped me some too in terms of picking up something just because of all the knowledge he's gained. He really likes to watch the shows and learn hunting, fishing, the whole thing.
Getting a bite? Jig it. Make sure you jig it. There's a good halibut. Nice one. Just reel, reel, reel. There's a good halie.
The halibut bite starts as soon as the bait's near the bottom.
There's the fish
This
right there.
area
Reel, reel, reel.
regularly
We got a fish.
produces an abundance of the perfect eating-sized halibut preferred by many anglers.
Keep coming, keep coming. There's a fish. Now we're in the spot. That's a good one. That's a good cooler fish.
Captain Jim lands the halibut that'll make its way to Skip's dinner plate. Jim Wenschlag, Josh's father, follows Skip as he also lands a great halibut.
Nice fish.
The Alaskan halibut action quickly fills the group's daily limit.
Here, we got some color.
Here's color. Nothing wrong with that. Get the bottom, get ready for another ride. Okay, let's get this one, guys. That's a nice one there, too. That one's not bad either.
You're not good, huh? Way to go. Everybody.
Coming up on Alaska's Fishing Paradise, the fishing frenzy continues, with baits getting hit and lines reeled in. There's more great fishing action to come when we return. Alaska's Fishing Paradise is brought to you by Whalers Cove Wilderness and Sports Fishing Lodge. Welcome back to Alaska's Fishing Paradise. The fishermen are hard at work pulling fish after fish aboard the Jill, guided by Captain Jim Byrne. Jim Wenschlag finds himself hooked up as he pulls a fish from the deep.
I think it's a halibut. Pretty heavy.
That one.
Well, I would say I don't think we've had a time yet. We haven't had a fish on, and we've had as many as four of us. So
The halibut limit is reached quickly, so the decision is made to seek out other species. After a short run across Chatham Strait, the Jill anchors near White Rock to target rockfish.
Well, I'm seeing fish that are suspended on the graph, so we're going to try and do a little mid-water fishing and see if we can pull our rockfish out of the mid-water column, because we keep getting down and getting smaller halibut, and we're done with our halibut for the day.
Father and son duo Jim and Josh Wenschlag find themselves setting the hook on a double as soon as they reach the bottom.
did you get it?
Yeah. Many as you can catch.
Josh pulls a Pacific cod to the boat, while Jim cranks in a cod and a dusky rockfish. Bleeding the fish is critical to maintaining meat quality. Joe Schmitz continues the frenzy of fishing and lands another Pacific cod. Skip Wernerowski boasts a dusky rockfish that'll make for some great eating.
Real good eating.
Looks almost like a smallmouth bass.
Yeah. That's a good eater. Work. That's a dandy there.
£150 in there.
Yeah, I'd say so. Once we top it off, we'll run for the shore.
With Joe's fish aboard, the group decides to pack it in and head back to the lodge. Back at the dock, the fish are unloaded as father and son savor the moment. As the group poses for pictures of today's catch, let's see what Chef Jack Wentz has in store for dinner on this week's edition of Chef's Corner.
Welcome to Chef's Corner. I'm Chef Jack Wentz, and today I'm going to take you through a nice orange glazed salmon, and we're going to put that on top of some soba noodle stir fry. We want to start by glazing our salmon, and the glaze is simply an orange juice concentrate. We want to get a good amount of it on here. And then we're going to put just a little bit of salt, pepper, and there's a little bit of Chinese 5-spice in here. And this is ready for the oven. Now that our salmon's in the oven, we're going to put together a simple stir fry using soba noodles today. So we'll put a little bit of oil in our preheated pan. A little bit of oil. We want to add our garlic and ginger mixture. We're going to add in our peppers. Our carrots and onions, and we've pre-blanched the carrots a little bit just so they'll cook at the same speed as the rest of the vegetables. And last but not least, our mushrooms. Okay, we're going to finish with our soba noodles. And a little bit of hoisin glaze. Quick toss in the pan, and that is ready to go. Okay, now we're going to add our soba noodles. And then we want to just kind of sprinkle some of our veggies around the plate. And now it's time to add our wild cut coho salmon today. Right on top. Now we want to finish it with some scallions. And we fried a small piece of the salmon skin. There you have it, folks. Orange glazed salmon over soba noodle pasta.
We like you, so like us on our Facebook page. And be sure to visit our website at whalerscovelodge.com.